Yo. All right, Wednesday, June 3rd. Well, this is now the Asia session opening up in the evening, but yeah, shorted high of day. Let's talk about it. I planned it from the start of the week. I've talked about that 780 level a ton. So if you watch, especially if you watch the last video, if you watch till the end, I talked all about it. I said I was planning that out. I said 400s hold. Uh, then I'll look for New York to reject at 780 like immediately, and then for a seller to take control. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. So we can talk a bit about that. It just feels good. I've been watching these levels basically since last week. This is Thursday last week. This manipulation at the open, 5 minute, high market out, standard deviation, 5 minute high to 5 minute low. Right at the key open, New York Open, SMT with YM. So that's a good look. And then you start to see these levels respect more and more. So two, good rejection initially, holds price, moves up straight into the 3, rejection, 3.5, rejection, 4 or just 4 standard deviation rejection. And then you see, just crawling our way up to the 4.5. I love the 4.5. So that was just that level. That was very simple. That's all it is. There's not really like much magic around it. It's just learning, where to mark out your standard deviations, and I just find that the most accurate when you mark them out on key opens with SMTs. They always seem to work out most of the time. Nothing's always. But yeah, and then I just lined it up with the tape, and the tape was saying sell. So pretty simple. I mean, I could have if I had the perfect exit. It was about 300 points, but I took profits, wanted more meat. I was hoping there was more of a sell to continue. Really strong bounce after ES took the lows. So then after that, I just got stopped on the rest break even. No biggie. That's pretty solid day. I'll take that. And then it was done in, literally 20 minutes. It calmed a little bit kind of late into the session because I saw people like looking for longs, which kind of threw me. I was like, why? I don't know. The NQ already took the highs. ES didn't. There's your SMT. Strong move. We're just coming up to retest essentially midnight open. Midnight open rejects. I guess it was worth a shot. Yeah, sure. It was a really good, strong reaction. But at this point, after that happens, I'm just looking at it as just baiting buyers in and coming back up so sellers can join the party again. It was a really good reaction off the highs. Pretty simple. Let's look at it right now. If you're following along, or if you can follow along, that's great. Big buys in right at the open, immediately disrespected. Sellers take over. Price moves with the sellers. It's very important to see who's in control, and it moves very quickly. You see a hold up on chop around midnight open. Buyers attempting to hold above there, and sellers just immediately on the next 5 minutes of that last 15 minute of that, or the first 15 minutes of open. In that last 5 minute mark, they just they totally take over and just cascade right through. So at that point it was over. They went merked right through midnight open, and then we just spent most of the time below midnight open. Came up and retested midnight open. There's a lot of buying kind of coming in, trying, and then just got rejected into the day. Sellers just had control, but they were being not overly bashful, and there was a lot of there was a holdup mainly where it started to chop, and this is why, is 75.84 on ES. That lines up with 756, I believe it is, on SPY, and that way it was a large put wall. And when you hear people talk about put wall, call wall, gamma flip, they're referencing gamma, and gamma is essentially just calculation of how dealers are hedged in the market. So when all you care about is, are we in an area of negative gamma or an area of positive gamma? Negative gamma is dealers, options dealers, they are hedging with volatility. So they are selling lows, buying highs. So you'll see a lot of extended moves once we get into pockets of negative gamma. When we hit large pockets of positive gamma, that's the opposite. They look to pin price there. They're then buying the lows and selling the highs. So if you really want to see one side take over, you want to see them hit these pockets kind of, or what would be a gamma flip area, which is it was a put wall, where we flipped into very negative gamma territory. So price has that, once we get below there, price has the ability to really cascade lower. So once we hit that level, you're going to see buyers trying to defend around there. They're going to essentially try and hold that area because they know anything past that area of sellers really could gain control and they could catch a lot of steam. So you saw a lot of chop around there, but eventually, continued move below, bounce up, and then it wasn't until the end of the day you see this large move to the downside. This was pretty interesting, honestly. It was essentially on Iran news, or it was Trump saying that even though they're hitting Iran hard, he says they're hitting Iran very hard, but peace talks still going great. So I don't know what the hell that means. That is just like, what a joke. If peace talks are going great, you're not launching rockets at them. Like, how fucking so stupid to me to hear that stuff, and especially for people to believe it. But the market's carrying less and less what he says. Because even after that, markets started to sell off essentially, and then he still said, oh, well, I'm hearing the peace talks are going well, so it could be a deal by the weekend, wink, wink, and then the market still kept selling. So that was very interesting. That makes me feel like, mixed with other things, the market seems to be getting close to, I believe, what might be a topping point. You might see kind of the initial selling this week, and then you might see a push up again next week, and then just a real wrath of sellers come through. That's kind of what I'll be looking for. Otherwise, I'm just, I'm just with whoever's in control, and today sellers were in control. So it looks like sellers are still trying to push down into the, we're now in the 430s area. So this is also interesting. So I mapped out at open. We have, SMT at the highs, right? So 5-minute low, 5-minute high, key open, mark it out on standard deviation on NQ. We've now hit the 3.5 mix of the TR pocket. We're not in a kill zone, so I'm not taking any trades right now or anything. I'll be looking for a reaction at this 4.5 level. If we bounce from here and then we come back up and then we reject and then we, 4.5, then I'll be like, okay, that might be some type of low. What I think is going to happen, I don't want to say anything for sure, but, we might create like a temporary low here and then we're going to, come all the way up and reject 600s and then come back down lower. That move will essentially have played out and then we'll come up, reject there. Maybe London session, then New York will open a little bit down here, and then we'll potentially sell lower. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm predicting for tomorrow. Could be a continuation sell day, just based on the way everything finished. We had an interesting, very directional options bet that I saw come in today. So 1 day till expiry. Try and follow along. I'll try and help you along as well. But 1 day till expiry, 743. Put option bet on QQQ, so that's NASDAQ. So think NASDAQ, NDX, NQ, QQQ. So 1.6 million. That's nothing to joke about. That's a decent amount. 1 day till expiry. That's a lot of premium for a short expiry. Usually that much premium is tied to 2-week expiry, 30-day expiry, quarterly, half a year. Then you're getting into leaps kind of thing. And then you can kind of say, well, it might be a hedge kind of thing. You don't know. They could be hedged both ways. But this looks very directional. If you know much about options, yes, it was bought to open. You can tell that just because the IV rose after. So volatility increasing after implies that a put was bought to open. And then, volume exceeds open interest. So that would happen earlier on during the day. So yeah, very interesting. Essentially what that lines up with, if we're looking on NQ, so that guy bought about 2 p.m. Eastern time. He bought, it was like 12:18 for me, so it was like 2:18 Eastern time. So it was right around here. I think when I actually zoomed in, it was about where it was like 620s area, I think. So I will be looking for the 620 area to fail. I don't think it'll be like any type of hard rejection. It might actually come up a little bit higher. But yeah, I'll essentially be looking for us to fail this overnight and open up anywhere lower in there. If we open up anywhere lower below there, then this put buyer will be very in the money, so they'll be very happy. It could be that they're just, this is where they want to stake their bet, and then, we open up around those highs, and then we just continue to sell tomorrow, and then it goes deep into the money. But either way, I'll be looking for this guy to essentially to have known something, to have an idea. This looks like a very, I know something bet. Don't put all your eggs in this basket. Don't bet the house on it or anything, but yeah, just very interesting. Add another confluence to it. So yeah, this level might hold, and then we might actually, crawl up into Asia. Asia might actually, then this might fail actually, and then Asia opens down here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But yeah, it was very interesting the way all that was lining up. Just when I saw that come in and how I saw the action into the end of the day, I was like, okay, so interesting. So he's betting lower tomorrow. I'll probably go with that as well, but we'll see. I'll be looking for this level essentially. We're looking for this level to hold during kill zone. I'll be looking for this level maybe to reject during a key time, maybe overnight or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, I'm not going to take anything in between these levels until I see proof on the tape, and then I see it, also the time has to be right as well. I'll still probably, if I see a buyer attempt to hold in here, I'll still be with them for a little bit. But if it happens at a random time, I'm not going to hold this for too long, because that won't make sense if it happens at a random time for it to be a significant low or for that to be a significant high kind of thing. So we'll see. But yeah, we should, somewhere in between this area, some action will probably happen. Then I'll be looking for us to actually attack maybe all the way down here tomorrow, maybe the low 30s. Unless this ends up being the low and then we continue to squeeze higher into next week, I don't know. But I just don't see it. ES already flipped that daily gap, and I'm not, like I said, I don't know if I had mentioned this video, I'm not really a big gap trader, but I'm not going to ignore it, and it did invert that. So I'll be looking for that to essentially hold into the close tomorrow. It can do whatever it wants overnight. It could literally go all the way up and test the highs for all I care. It might, I have no idea. But as long as it finishes lower tomorrow, then that'll be a sign to me that it's respecting. And then we'll probably attack the 74.50 area later into the week or something, and yeah, go from there. Anyways, I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah, what do we got for the rest of the week here? Let's look. Yeah, I don't really trust these. Oh wait, are we in the right week? Yeah, we are. Yeah, so we had June 3rd today. Yeah, so PMI, looking decent. ADP, non-farm employment change, yeah, also decent. But again, these things, they have revisions months from now, and oftentimes the revisions are terrible. So they go, oh my God, we got it so wrong. It was actually this number, we're actually negative. That's why I hate it. It's just, it just doesn't seem to line up. And then months down the road, you'll just be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. When we thought we added 100,000 jobs and it was actually we lost 50,000. Yeah, that does make sense. Can't do anything about it now though. So it's very devious the way they do some of this stuff, where it can just be revised down the road. I don't know about ADP though, because that's not government run. But non-farm later in the week, that'll be very interesting. So we'll see. Non-farm is very big, so that's also, tomorrow being the day before non-farm. Usually I don't like to trade the day before non-farm payroll. Sometimes I don't even trade non-farm because there's so much zero DT options exposure for that day that they end up muting price. I don't know. So this could actually, tomorrow could be really cascade, and then on a day where everyone maybe is expecting a big move on Friday for non-farm, it actually could just be generally muted. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to add. So just watch those levels. Watch for 300, low 300s, like 320, 300 to get respected by buyers, at least for the time being, for a little bit. And then look for essentially 600s, low 600s, like 600, 620 area, maybe up to 640 to reject if we hit it during a kill zone, like overnight or during New York or something. Yeah, just look for that. Anyways, good luck this week. Take care. Bye.